Hey John, it's me, Wes. Today's lesson is more of a mental lesson than anything else, and it's just a question I would like to challenge you with. And what it basically is what is most important tool you have in your camera bag, and it comes with a story. So while I'm telling you the story, I would like you to think about your answer. I have the opportunity to shoot a very big celebrity out here in the States. And so, me and about 15 other photographers got set up. And at the time, it was a lot of gun violence going on in our country, especially with the hip hop culture. So they had the stand set up for the press about 100 yards away from where the stage was, where the guy was coming to perform at. And it was really, the weather was bad. It was kind of rainy outside and stuff like that, so the conditions were really bad. And in my bag, I had a lens that was pretty powerful, worth about $6,000 US, and the camera was somewhere in the thousands to maybe $2,500. And even with this really big lens, I could not get a good view of the person I was shooting. I can barely see them. So there was basically like a size of an ant inside of the viewfinder. And it was one guy that was my competition. He was a very, very poor photographer. He can barely shoot. He had no talent at all. And I'm looking through my viewfinder and I see him right next to the stage. And I'm thinking to myself, how did this guy get that opportunity to get right next to the stage? Not only was he right next to the stage, he had somebody to assist him that worked for the concert venue. I was furious, John. I was pissed off beyond recognition. So here I am on assignment for a very big newspaper out here, and I couldn't get any closer than what I was. But here it is, this average guy that had no skill was right next to the artist. So what we were standing on was about 10 feet tall, and it had railing. And I'm leaning against the railing so I can get the best possible shot that I can get. Next to me was another guy and a couple other guys on the other side too, but I wasn't really paying attention to him. And like I said, I'm trying to get the best shot, and I noticed the railing moving. And as the railing is moving, I'm trying to take my shot, and every shot I'm taking is coming out blurry. So I get pissed off, and this guy is really getting me angry. So I look next to me. It's a guy that had two arms with one hand. He had just his right hand. His left hand was severed off. Not sure why it happened, but he had a camera, which his lens was probably maybe $200, and his camera was probably, gosh, maybe $100 at the most. It was a very crappy rig, but he was shooting as if his life depended on it. You can tell the passion he had in his heart. You know, he would basically hold the camera steady with his arm that didn't have the hand on the end of it, and he would set all the dials he had with his right hand, and then hold the camera steady once again and press the shutter release. And then he would configure the camera again, you know, his only way he knew how, and then press the shutter release. And he was just popping off shot after shot after shot after shot. And I'm thinking to myself, now that right there is passion. That guy right there is a really good photographer. And I thought about myself. I was really mad. I wasn't taking any pictures, and I just almost blew the whole experience. So to me, the best thing that I have in my camera bag is two things. One is attitude, and two is passion. So ask yourself, John, what is the most important thing in your camera bag? Signing off, my friend.